recording now. So here we go. We are being recorded. All right. So once again, let's reclaim our easy seat. And we will begin by calming down, centering down, allowing our thoughts of the past and our thoughts of the future to just fade away. The next hour is ours to live in the present moment. So as you sit here with your hands cupping your knees, we inhale and try to lift the torso up out of the hips and waist. And then as we exhale, we bring the belly muscles in towards the spine and we sit down firmly into our seat. We continue to breathe in a circular fashion, meaning we don't hold our breath between inhalation or exhalation. The key to yoga is the breath. That's the tool that unites the body and the mind. And so as we are attempting to make that union happen, we use the breath and our focus on our breath as a way to make the connection complete. On your next inhalation, take your shoulders and draw them up to the ears. And then as you exhale, roll them back and then down. Now, let's draw the chin back about a ½ inch. And just turning to the side for visual purposes, flatten off the crown of the head, so that now we can begin to relax from the crown of the head down across the face, across the sides, the ears, letting the eyeballs go deeper into their sockets, relaxing around the nose and the nostrils, letting go of the mouth, even to the point of allowing the lower jaw to drop open a little bit so that we become facially expressionless. Now bring your hands together in prayer position in front of you, pressing the palms in together. And we're going to do 3 cleansing breaths so that we can increase the amount of oxygen in our bloodstream so that we'll advance in our class rather quickly. Follow along with me if you will. Here we go. Inhaling. Hold your breath. Exhaling. Great job. Again, inhaling. Hold your breath. Exhaling. One last time. Inhaling. Hold your breath. Exhaling. And allow your hands to drop into your laps. Draw your chin down towards your chest and open your eyes. Let's begin by warming up our arms and shoulders. So as we're seated in Sukhasana, we'll bring our hands and arms out to the sides with the palms facing out in front of us. Turn your head to look down each arm at the thumb of each hand sticking up, making sure that the arms are shoulder height. Now turn the palms flat so that they're facing down towards the earth. And again, look down each arm at the middle finger of each hand, keeping those arms level with the shoulder height. Now turn the palms completely upward so they're facing the ceiling. And once again, turn your head to look down each arm at the middle finger of each hand. Finally, rotate the palms so they're turned all the way behind you. The palms are facing behind you. And once again, turn your head to look down each arm at the little finger of each hand. Now release that pose and bring the fingers in together, interlace them, and turn them inside out and press outward. Good job. Hold here for a moment, pressing out and trying to round through the back. So if I turn to the side, you can see I'm sitting up tall And I would like to round those shoulders for a moment to open up the low back and the mid back. Now straighten your torso up and inhale and bring those hands and arms up overhead. If you feel your arms, or shoulders rather, are up around the ears, exhale and let the shoulders draw away from the ears, even if that means the arms are not as straight as they once were. Now release those hands, bring them in behind you, connect them together, and inhaling, lift up those arms. As you exhale, begin rolling forward with the spine, allowing the roll to start from the low back and work its way all the way up through the shoulders. We're attempting to pinch the shoulder blades together. As you have your next exhalation, drop those hands to your low back, release the fingers, and rise up to a fully erect position. We now want to open the side body, and so with both hands out to either side of our hip, we'll inhale and lift that right arm up and extend it overhead and arch, or make an arc of that right arm, feeling the opening as it occurs from here at the hip all the way through the rib cage, through the armpit, through the tricep muscle here on the back of the arm, and out through the fingers. Breathing here. One more breath round. Inhaling, exhaling, and let that hand go back down to the ground. On your next inhalation, up comes the left arm, and we reach over with that left hand and open up. Oh boy, as you breathe, as you inhale, see if you can increase the space along the left side of the body through the armpit and out through the left arm. One more breath cycle, inhaling, exhaling, and come right back down, placing your left hand on the ground. Now we want to warm up the low back. I'll turn sideways to show you what we're intending to do. It's intending to do a circling of our torso. So our hands are capping on our knees, and we're just rotating in a circle. As you roll down that circle, you exhale, and when you get to 6 o'clock and begin rising up, you inhale to assist the body to rise up to its fullest height. Then as you begin going from 12 o'clock down to 6, you exhale again. We'll do 5 complete circles in one direction. Taking the moment to feel what's going on in your low back, in your legs and hips, and even in your shoulders. After you've completed your 5th circle in one direction, stop at the very top at 12 o'clock and begin circling in the opposite direction, remembering to inhale as you rise up. And when you reach 12 o'clock and begin circling down, exhale, making sure to fill the lungs with air, going at a pace that allows you to assess what's going on with the back and the hips and the legs and the shoulders. I believe I have one more circle going. But when you get to your 5th circle, stop at the very top at 12 o'clock. Oh, there we go. Now release your hands. We want to open our hands and exercise our forearms for a moment. So I'm going to rise up and come closer to the camera to demonstrate. Let's start with our hands out in front of us with the fingers opened wide. And we'll begin closing those fingers, closing each knuckle, bringing the knuckles down into a fist. And then we take our thumbs and we wrap them around the first 2 fingers. We continue on with bending that wrist forward. And then we exhale and unwind, opening the wrist out, extending out through those fingers, reaching as wide as you can with the spread of those fingers. Now inhale and close the fingers again, making sure to activate each joint. Then when you get your fist rolled up, we'll begin opening them up again. One last time, opening those fingers out wide. This helps us with the arthritis that builds up in our fingers. Great job. Take a moment to shake your wrists. We now want to do a few things with our lower body. So come down onto the back side of your body, finding a nice comfortable spot on the mat. And let's open our feet out to the outside edges of the mat. Our knees are pretty wide open. We'll extend our arms out like the letter T, and we'll begin windshield wipering our knees. For lack of a better term, windshield wipering, seeing our knees go from one side all the way over to the other. As you do these, we're going to do 5 of them. Assess what's going on in the hip on each side of the body, feeling what's going on with that hip socket. Letting the motion of moving the knees back and forth begin to warm up the legs as well. After you've done your 5th wipe, which is one back and forward motion, let's bring our feet up into the air and cross the ankles over one another. And then as you inhale, we'll begin drawing those knees into our chest, wrapping our arms around the shins and drawing them in. Oh my goodness, drawing them in. There we go. Great job. Breathing here. If you would like more, you can rock from side to side. The rocking from side to side gives a nice massage to the low back. Let's do about 5 of the side to side motions. And then we'll release that connection and we'll come into a modified happy baby pose. So bring your hands up into the air, bend your knees quite deeply, and see if you can grab either the arches of the feet or the ankles and begin drawing those knees down toward the earth. Feel the really nice twist of the head of the leg bone in the hip sockets. Oh, this is really good for us. If you would like more, you can rock from side to side because we have our knees that bump stop us and prevent us from going further over and falling onto our face. So rocking from side to side gives the low back a nice massage as well. Let's do 5 of these. Oh my goodness. Here we go. After you've completed your 5th one, release your hands, bring your feet down to the ground, and we're going to take the right ankle and cross it over the left knee. So you can see what I've done. I've taken my right foot, lifted up, crossed the ankle over the front of the left knee. And then as we inhale, we begin lifting that left knee up. And I take both hands. One hand goes in between the legs. The other hand goes around the back of the leg. And we hold on to that thigh. And we continue to draw the leg into the chest. So I'm going to roll to the side to demonstrate how that we pull that knee into the chest. You should feel a deep, deep stretch in the right buttock and right hip. If you would like even more out of this pose, extend your left leg up into the air. Take your left arm and reach up and pull that leg back. pulling the knee, the left knee, even closer into the chest. There we go. Good job. One more breath cycle here. Inhaling, exhaling. If you have your leg up in the air, release the hand, bend the knee, and allow the left foot to go back down to the earth. Uncross your right leg, and let's do the opposite side. So again, I will lift my left foot off the ground, cross my left ankle over my right knee, and then turning to the side, you'll see I take both arms and I snake them in and around the back of the right thigh. And I begin drawing that right knee into the chest. The opening that you're feeling is going on in the left hip, and it's a deep, deep, delicious opening. It should feel really good. If you want more, again, take the right hand out to the side and lift your right leg up into the air, holding on to it with your right hand, breathing here. Let's do one more breath cycle. Inhaling, exhaling, and now release the right hand. Allow the right foot to make its way back down to the floor, and then uncross the left leg. Now it's time to get out our trusty strap. We're going to do Supta Padangusthasana. And the way we begin this is we lift our right foot and knee up into the air. We take our strap and wrap it around the arch of the right foot. So you can see strap is around the arch of the right foot. And then with our head and shoulders firmly on the ground and our right knee bent into the chest, we inhale and extend up through that right leg. Oh my goodness. Extend up through the right leg until you get to a point where it's both pleasurable yet somewhat painful or uncomfortable. It's just about a 50-50 mix of pleasure and pain. And so from that point, we're going to begin flexing and pointing our toes. We inhale by pointing those toes up towards the ceiling like a ballerina does on point. And then as we exhale, we begin flexing those toes back towards the face. Oh, spend an extra second or two with the toes flexed back to the face and feel the opening that occurs in the calf muscles. Now, inhale and point the toes again. We're going to do 5 of these, so go at your own pace, holding the flexing part where the toes are drawn back to the face, holding that for an additional second or two before going back into pointing. And so when you've done your 5 pointings and flexings, we're going to begin rotating our ankle. Take the right ankle and begin rotating it so that the foot attempts to maybe draw an image or a circle or a semicircle on the ceiling above. Let's do 5 circles, making note of what you feel in your ankle, in your calf muscles, and in the Achilles tendon, the tendon that runs from the heel up through to this part of the calf. After you finish rotating in one direction for 5 circles, stop and go in the opposite direction. Notice the difference in the shape that your foot is able to draw when you're going in the opposite direction. If you go in a counterclockwise direction, it seems that the range of motion is much less than in moving in the clockwise direction. That's okay. This is designed to build up strength and resiliency in our ankles. Now, after you've finished rotating the ankle in the opposite direction 5 times, we're going to reach up on the strap near the top of our foot, and our head and shoulders are off the ground for a moment. We will inhale and lift that left leg out in front of us and exhale and let the leg come down straight. Take a moment to look down the left leg, if you will. Make sure that you can see the toes are pointed straight up to the ceiling, not flopped to one side or the other. And then make sure the toes are drawn back towards the face. Finally, take the muscles in the left leg and squeeze them tightly around the bones of the left leg, squeezing them hard. Now slide both hands back down so that your head and shoulders are on the mat. Take the ends of your strap into your right hand and extend the left arm out to 1 o'clock. When you are ready with your next exhalation, allow that right leg to extend out to the right side of the body. Oh my goodness, do you feel what's going on in the right side of the body? The right leg, for example, from the inner groin all the way down the back of the leg through the calf muscles all the way out the Achilles tendon, keeping this left leg tight. We're going to have one more breath cycle. Inhaling, exhaling, and on your next inhalation, up comes that right leg up to 12 o'clock. Now take the ends of the strap into your left hand. Extend your right arm out to 11 o'clock. And when you're ready, let's exhale and let the right leg travel across the left side of the body. And what you should feel right now is a very, very deep opening here in the buttock, in the right hip, and all the way down the side of the right thigh. Oh my goodness. Breathe here. See if you can figuratively get more air down into those leg muscles. On your next inhalation, we'll lift that right leg up into the air. Take the ends of the strap into both hands and lift your left foot up inside the strap along with your right foot. Take a moment here just to elongate through both legs. When you're ready, let the right foot drop out of the strap. Put the right foot on the floor and bend the left knee into the chest. We now have the strap wrapped around the arch of the left foot, and our left knee is bent into the chest. On our next inhalation, we lift that left leg up and straighten it out until we hit that pleasurable, uncomfortable spot, the spot where it's 50-50. And then we go right into pointing and flexing, or flexing and pointing, whichever you prefer. Remembering to inhale and reach up as you point the toes up toward the ceiling. And then as you exhale, rotating the ankle and the toes and drawing them down towards the face, holding them for maybe a second longer than you held the pointing. Let's do 5 of these at your own pace. Breathing, noting any areas of stretching or discomfort or just anything that you sense coming from from the left ankle or heel. After you've finished your 5 pointings and flexings, let's go right into rotating the ankle. So I'm starting out doing a clockwise rotation of my ankle, making the foot draw what looks to be a really thin, oblong shape, almost like a cigar. And now, after having done 5 rotations in the clockwise direction, I'm going to stop and go in the counterclockwise direction. And I note that I have a more thicker range of motion, meaning I'm able to draw a roundish circle as opposed to a cigar-shaped object. Do 5 rotations in the counterclockwise position. And when you're finished, reach up with both hands, reach high up on the strap until your head and shoulders are up off the ground. And as you take an inhale, extend that right foot up into the air, and then exhale and let the right leg come down to the ground. Take a look at that right foot, making sure the toes are pointed straight up, and then we draw the heel pointing it out and drawing the toes back. Finally, wrap the muscles tightly around the bones of the right leg, and then slide your way back down the strap until your head is on the ground. Take the ends of your strap into the left hand. Extend your right arm out to 11 o'clock. And as you exhale, keeping that right leg solid and squeezing, we'll let the left leg go out to the left side of the body. Oh boy, there should be a nice deep opening on the inner groin, the back of the leg, the hamstring muscles. You should feel that opening occur. Basically, it's a stretch for the entire length of the left leg, from inner groin all the way to the heel. One more breath cycle here, trying to figuratively get more oxygen down into the left leg. On your next inhalation, let's bring that left leg up into the air to 12 o'clock, and then we'll reach up with our right hand and take the ends of the strap into the right hand. We extend the left arm out to 1 o'clock, and keeping the right leg squeezed tightly, we exhale and let the left leg go across the right side of the body. Oh my goodness, you should feel a deep stretch right here on this hip socket, in the glute muscles, the buttocks, along the hamstring muscles on the back of the leg. There's just a lot going on, a lot to be thankful for, huh? So on your next inhalation, let's bring that left leg up into the air. Oh my goodness. Oh, take the ends of the strap into both hands. Open the strap out wide so that you can get that right foot up inside the strap. There we go. We're going to use the straps as a way to let our legs lower in unison, but we're not going to use any stress or let the straps help us. They're just going to make our legs look pretty going down together at the same time. So you can see I'm holding the ends of the strap with just my forefinger and thumb. And as I exhale, I'm allowing my legs to begin to descend downward, squeezing the belly muscles and the abdominal muscles to do that. At about this point, the muscles on the tops of the legs begin kicking in, and they continue to assist us lowering the legs all the way down. Remember, the strap's not helping us at all. It's just keeping the legs together. Let the heels rest on the earth. Catch your breath. On your next inhale, let's lift those ankles and legs up off the ground, using the quadricep muscles on the tops of the legs to lift the legs to about this point, and suddenly the belly muscles have to help out. They begin squeezing and pulling and drawing those feet in, so that when the strap comes in, it's just about at our chin level. You can see the strap hanging just about at chin level. Now we'll exhale, and we keep the belly muscle squeezed tightly. We keep the quadricep muscles squeezed tightly and allow those legs to travel slowly down to the earth. We're building our core muscles. The heels touch the ground and we relax. We have one more of those to do. I know you're saying, Kevin, please, please, but Good things come in threes. And so here is the third installment of a good thing. When you're ready, we inhale and begin lifting those ankles off the ground, using our leg muscles, and then suddenly our belly muscles to begin drawing those feet up, drawing the legs overhead so that the feet and the straps in particular from our positioning of the legs is about at chin level. One last time, we'll exhale and let those legs begin traveling down. The belly muscles are squeezing tightly, keeping the legs under control, and suddenly the quadricep muscles begin working. They're letting those legs come down slowly, 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 and then finally the heels touch. And do you know what? We can take this strap and throw it to the side. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Take a moment to catch your breath. And then we'll roll over onto our front side. Let me reach out here and make an adjustment. We're coming into our tabletop position. So to do this, we want to have our shoulders directly over our wrists. And we point our middle finger straight ahead, open the fingers up wide, press the weight of your upper body down into your hands and wrists. Open your knees out to the width of your mat, opening them out wide. And then as you exhale, let's extend back into child's pose, allowing the torso of our body to fit in between our thighs. Maybe even bending the elbows inward and stacking the hands on top of one another so we can rest our forehead on our stacked hands. Whenever you become tired in yoga, child's pose, this pose we're doing here, is the number one pose to come to relax and rest and regain your breath, regain your sense of strength. This pose allows the body to calm down, and it allows us to get as much oxygen in our lungs as we need. So when you're ready, we're going to slide our hands up under our shoulders, bring our knees in so that they're directly under our hips. And then we will walk our hands out until our shoulders are directly over top our wrists. We're going to do the cat-cow series. So we begin by inhaling and tilting the tailbone here back, tilting it up and back. We make the belly sway inward like a sway-backed horse or cow, and then we extend out through the throat. If you would like, you can even move this point. This is cow. To get to cat, we exhale and begin rounding the back, rounding through the low back, up through the shoulders, even maybe pressing our hands further into the mat so that we extend back and round through the entire back. Then we come forward as we inhale and go right into cow again, tilting the back and the pelvis up and behind, swaying the belly, lifting the chest out and up. Mooing is optional, as we said. Then exhaling and begin rounding it once again through the shoulders, maybe even pressing your body back a little further over your hips so that the back rounds all the way from waistline to shoulder. One final cow, moving forward, undulating that spine, tilting the pelvis, opening through the chest and the throat. And then exhaling, rounding through the back and pressing back just a little bit to complete that roundedness of the shoulders and the low back. Let's come out of this pose. Come down into a Sphinx pose. So we come down onto the front side of our body. And notice that my elbows are directly underneath my shoulders. My middle fingers are pointed straight ahead. What we do in this pose is called a mini cobra. So think about the snake, the cobra. And to do the cobra, we inhale and begin lifting those elbows up off the ground, pressing down into our hands, doing a miniature back bend, releasing any squeezing that goes on in the buttocks or the low back. Just breathing here. And then we exhale and bring those elbows down to the ground. If you would like further rest, you can bend the elbows out to the side, stack your hands on top of one another, and rest your head on those stacked hands for a moment. Notice what's going on in your low back now. On your next inhalation, slide your hands once again up underneath your shoulders. Slide your elbows underneath your shoulders, not your hands. So we're in Sphinx pose once again. We've got middle fingers pointed straight ahead, and we press down hard into the fingers and the palms and begin lifting the elbows up off the ground so that we can arch the back, open the low back. Breathing here. One more breath cycle. Inhaling, exhaling, let those elbows come down to the earth, cross the hands over one another, and then turn your opposite cheek and put it on the ground or on your stacked hands. Coming into our last cobra, we slide our elbows underneath our shoulders, pointing those middle fingers straight ahead. And then inhaling, we rise up. Maybe this is our tallest cobra. Breathing here. One more breath cycle. Inhaling, exhaling, and then allow the elbows down to the ground. This time, stretch both arms out in front of you. Reach out with your legs. Pretend like two people are on either ends of you. One person's grabbing your hands and pulling in one direction. Another person is behind you, grabbing your feet and pulling in the opposite direction. Stretch the entire body out. Oh my goodness. And then release that stretching. Roll onto your right side. Extend your left arm overhead. And we're on our right side. Let's bend our right knee inward. Can you see what I'm doing with that right knee? That's bent inward, so we have a kickstand. So what we're going to do is a pose called cat pulling its tail. To do this, we inhale and lift the left arm up in the air. At the same time, you can see my left foot is lifting back, and I reach back with my left hand and grab my left foot or my left shin, and I begin pulling that knee behind me. You should feel a deep opening along the front of your leg, right near the hip. That's the quadricep muscles. The head of those muscles attach right here along the front of the hip. And we're giving them a nice deep stretch. One more breath here. Inhaling, exhaling. Release the hand and leg. Stretch that left leg out straight. Bring the left arm overhead. And then straighten out your right leg. And now we're going to roll over to our left side. I'll turn around, but we've got to do cat pulling its tail on the left side. So here we are. the first thing we do is we bend the left knee inward for our kickstand. And as you inhale, we both lift the right arm up and the right leg up, and we reach back with the right hand and capture some part of the right foot or shin or ankle or whatever. Then we begin pulling that leg behind us, cat pulling its tail. So we're pulling our right leg behind us, and what we're feeling is an opening that occurs right here, and it runs all the way down the front of the leg. It helps us so much to stretch through these quadricep muscles. They're very important for us when we need to get up out of a chair or get up out of a seat or get out of a car. One more breath cycle here, inhaling, exhaling, and release that leg, straighten it out. Bring your right arm overhead, straighten out your left leg, and now roll onto your back. When you're ready, inhale, lift your feet up and cross the ankles over one another and draw those knees into the chest. Oh boy, wrapping the forearms around the shins and then rocking from side to side. Yes, we did this pose earlier, and we're doing it again because after cat pulling its tail and the Cobra series, it feels good. This is a counter pose to the ones that we just did. So a few more rocks, and then we'll release our arms and let our feet come down to the ground. Now, turn yourself around until you can come to your hands and knees. We're going to walk our feet up to our hands to come to a standing position. So with your arms extended out to the very front of your mat, we curl the toes under and we begin lifting our tailbone up and walking our feet, short steps, up between our hands until we reach forward fold. So here we are in forward fold. We let the head and the shoulders just hang down to the earth and relax. On your next inhalation, slide your palms up your shins until you reach a flat back. You can see from the side, this is a flat back. This is called Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and let those hands go all the way back down for forward fold. If you will bend your knees quite deeply, we're going to do a reverse swan dive and come all the way up to the top, bringing the hands and arms overhead, touching the palms together, and exhaling those hands down across the face. Great job. It's time for us to do some balance poses. So get your chair or come near a wall. We're going to begin today with, oh, I have room to stand in closer. Let me move this out of the way just a minute. We're going to start today with tree pose. This is one that we normally do. So we begin by standing up straight and tall, shifting the weight into this right hip. We hold on to the side of the chair or the wall, and we begin lifting that left leg up. We turn the foot, the bottom of the foot, to the inside so that the bottom of the foot is touching the calf muscle. Do not put it on your knee joint. Put it here on the calf, or if you want more, come up to the inside. I'm going to be down here today on the calf. We bring the left arm out to the side, and once you find your balance point, you just come out. You bring that other arm up, and if you fall out, you just step back in, or you touch the chair and come back in. Breathing. If we let go of the breathing and hold our breath, we'll fall out of balance. So let's do a countdown. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come out. Good job. Excellent job. Shake the right foot for just a moment. Now let's go to the left side. Taking a deep breath to cleanse our body of the stale air, we shift the weight into our left hip and we lift the right foot up and touch the sole of the right foot onto the left inside calf. We extend the right arm out to the side, and here we go. Out we go with the arms. We're just balancing, breathing, hanging out here. We'll do a countdown here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come out. Good job. Take the left foot and kick it up in the air, shake it around. Make sure it feels good. Our next pose is going to be a little more free-flowing, and this is the starfish pose that we normally do. So, if you will, standing here with the right hand close to the chair, I simply begin by extending that left leg and left arm out to the side, lifting the left foot off the ground, and finding that balance point, I suddenly move that hand away from the chair. If you come out, touch your foot to the ground, just like that, and come back in. So here we go with our countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come out. Great job. Good job. Take the right foot and shake it out, back and forward. Let's go for the left side. Standing up tall, getting a nice deep breath of air and blowing it out. We shift the weight into our left leg. The right leg and arm come out to the side. And when we find that balance point, up comes the left hand. There we are. Breathing. Oh, yeah. Good job. There we go. Here's the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come out. Great job. Shake the foot. This is the pose that I just enjoy so much. It is a free-flowing balance pose that we're going to attempt once again. So if you follow along, you can hold on to the chair. Nothing says that you have to be free from the chair to do this. You can balance holding on, but watch what we do. So we're going to start by balancing on the right hip and extending our left foot in front of us, lifting that leg up pretty high, at least knee high. Then we're going to extend that leg out to the side. Woo! Now we bring that foot across and over to the right side. You can see my foot is at least chair height. Now we bring the leg back to center and we bend the knee up to hip height so that we can begin bending forward and sending that left leg behind us. We extend out through the back with our arms like a supersonic jet, straightening that left leg out. And to come out, we begin rising up and bending the left knee. Continuing to come to an upright position, the left knee comes up into the air. We cap it with our left hand. We open that knee out to the side and we reach out and step back, and that's it. Good job, everyone. Great job. Take a moment to do this to the right foot and leg. You realize how much effort we place in this right leg when we do that balance. Oh my goodness. Clearing your breath, it's time to do the other side. So we shift the weight into the left leg, and we begin the process, extending that right leg out to the side, or in front of us, excuse me, getting it pretty high up in the air. We open it out to the right side. Oh, yeah. Then we bring that right foot across to the left. Oops, I'm coming out. Bring that right foot across to the left side. Then we straighten it up and we bend that knee up to hip height. We begin by shooting the foot behind us as we start folding at the waist. We continue the balance pose by extending our arms behind us, straightening that left leg underneath us. To come out of this pose, we begin bending the right knee, straightening the torso up. The knee travels up to height, hip height. We grab it with our right hand, opening that knee out to the side. Oops. And then we put that foot down, and then we step back. Good job, everyone. I wish I hadn't fallen out of that last portion, but you know, balance poses are ones where we're continually making advances, and sometimes we have to go back to go forward. So do not feel bad if one day you don't hit the balance marks that you hope to. You will find that balance at some point, I assure you. So we're coming close to the end of our practice, and we want to cool ourselves down. Come on to the back side of your body. Find a nice place on the mat so that your head fits on and your feet are on the mat. Open your feet out to the outside edges of your mat, meaning opening your legs wide, and then let the ankles flop out to the side. Oh my goodness. If you would like to lay here with your palms facing down, that's fine. You can be with the palms facing up. Another alternative is to have your hands resting on your belly. That allows you to return your focus to your breathing. You can actually feel the breathing going up and down. So this portion of our practice is meant to take advantage of the intense effort we just did physically. When our body has been worked and we have done physical effort, our minds have an opportunity to find some silence. And in today's world, finding mental stillness and silence is an invaluable asset to have, because that silence replaces worry or fear or any number of unwanted emotions. So without much further ado, I'm going to be quiet, and for the next few moments, focus on your breathing and see if you can find a mental stillness inside you. I'll be back to lead us out at the end of class. Bring your awareness back into the room now. Allow yourself to increase the depth and length of your inhalations and exhalations. When you're ready, begin moving your fingers and toes, and then let that movement go into moving hands and feet, and then slowly moving arms and legs, just short, deliberate motions to wake the body up. As you're ready, roll to your right side in a half fetal position, drawing your knees up and resting your head on your bicep. And then using both hands, press yourself back up to where we started, Sukhasana, easy seat. If you'll bring your hands together in the Anjali Mudra, I want to thank you once again for joining in. This is our first Wednesday yoga class. And so I appreciate the energy and the effort that you bring to class. And I hope to see you again on Friday. And with that, I bid you namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed today's class, and we will see you again on next Wednesday. But before then, we hope to see you Monday and Friday. Bye.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Class.
Thank you.